So after visiting 20 farms, we have come to conclusion for some requirements that is essential to obtain an organic certificate. The first and foremost requirement for the organic farm is about the land. In detail, a farm must be free of any prohibited substances such as chemical pesticides, NPK fertilizer, chemical herbicides, and so on, which are listed by USDA, NSF, Cosmos, and etc. Besides, an organic farm must have distinct, defined boundary and buffer zone as described in the picture. Secondly, soil fertility and crop nutrition are things that have to be taken into account. So a land should be designed to minimize soil erosion, use only compost or raw manure, and organic pesticides for any soil treatment. The third requirement relates to seed and planting stock standard. It's pretty obvious that any seed and planting stock for organic farm must be organic, means that they are produced without synthetic chemicals and gene mutation. To maintain a sustainable farming, crop rotation is the fourth requirement. It is the practice of growing a series of dissimilar or different types of crops in the same area in sequence seasons as shown in the pictures. And the last but not least is pest and disease management, so as to protect the field from harmful creatures and also protect the environment. There are some solutions. The first is crop rotation, and then is sanitation measures, control practice and enhance crop health, mechanical or physical pest control.
Hi guys, my name is Ngọc, and to continue us, I will show you guys how the gardener ensure the productivity of the crops without using chemical fertilizer. The main way to ensure the nutrient success for plants is that the garden imported microorganisms which have the ability to compost organic fertilizer and grass-fed cow dung to make sure no residual chemicals for composting. Besides, they grow bananas at the border and crop them as the materials for organic fertilizer. They also use available organic materials as the roots of the previous harvest season and feces.
Hi everyone, my name is Sơ, and the next thing we want to show you is how we will control the insect in the organic farm. Let's begin. We are all familiar with the using of chemical pesticide to control pests in the farm. Then, have you ever wondered about how the insect is controlled in organic farm, where everything comes from organic source? We took a trip to an organic farm in Củ Chi, and there are some methods are applied here. The farmers have planted lemongrass and Japanese Salborus and Rosinus to build a biological fence, since each species has its specific smell to which attract the insect, and the biological fence has function in reducing and disturbing the smell of those plants. Another method is taking seed coat of Semida sabonaria and Annona reticulata to soak, then green to use as pesticide substitute. They also raise some specific species for natural enemies purpose. Besides those methods listed, there are some traditional ways such as catching by hand or with racket, using plastic to cover the fruit from being damaged by the insects. That's all.
Hi, I'm Thanh, and now we're going to look at the benefits of organic farming.
There are many advantages to organic farming, including healthier food because no pesticides are in it, and organic food are filled with nutrients such as minerals, vitamins, enzymes, and other micronutrients. Additionally, in the world where nearly 40% of the farming land is suffering significant degradation, organic farming can help protect soils, address soil management, and enhance soil nourishment. Organic farming produce such as intercropping techniques, crop rotation, and the widespread use of green manure can even help to farm on damaged soils subject to corrosion and salinity. The important thing is that organic farming conserves agricultural diversity. In the last 1 century, around 75% of the agricultural diversity of crops have been wiped out. Following only a single form of farming is a recipe for disaster. Pests can knock out many species of a crop. Organic farming methods, on the other hand, help produce disease and pest-resistant crops to assure a sustainable future. I will show you some exciting numbers. One research shows that switching to the use of organic farming practice across the US could help eliminate carbon dioxide from the air equivalent to at least a third of cars in our world. And organic practice could help reduce the energy used in farming up to 45%. Therefore, in the long term, organic farming leads in the subsistence of agriculture, biodiversity conservation, and environmental protection. Sustainable farming will also help in building the soil health.
Hi, my name is Toang. Before this, my friend Han has shown you the benefits of organic farming, but there are some issues. Now we will discuss what difficulties are there in organic farming. Firstly, in organic farming, everything is done by hands or using biological drugs, instead of using pesticides or anything related to chemicals. Moreover, our climate is tropical. This is the best condition for pests to grow. Secondly, organic fertilizer and other drugs made from biology are less useful than others made from chemicals, so an organic farming can be harvested taking a lot of time and having lower efficiency. Thirdly, because of low efficiency, organic products are usually more expensive 2 times or maybe 4 times than the normal crops. The high price makes the organic products hard to sell and is not popular. Next, cysts and some microbe decomposers such as cellulose decomposers, bacillus, which farmers must import from abroad companies, so the produce costs are very high. Finally, organic farms must send their products to the Department of Assessment and Accreditation to test whether products reach the standard of organic farming. The testing cost is surely very expensive.
Và một lần mẫu kiểm của chị là khoảng 10 mấy triệu. Và chị kiểm một lần là 453 chỉ tiêu, rồi kim loại nặng luôn.